pass, and I've got about 10 minutes before the electricity runs out and the light goes off.
Tell about snow.
Snow, yeah, there's snow on the ground outside. Little pockets of it up the top of the hill, or the mountain rather. It's about about 2,000 metres here. The top of the pass is 2,206, and then the mountains either side are slightly higher still.
No.
It's
It's July the 2nd, Friday. We've come from Kubaika today to the west, up the West Sayan Pass, which basically has been climbing all day. We've done 90 kilometres and it's all been uphill. So I think Greg and I, especially me, I blew out with energy going up the last bit. I was just knackered, cold sweats and everything. We followed. We didn't leave till about 10 o'clock. We just sat around and took our time getting organised after yesterday's big day. We followed the Onna River for the first bit of it, the first 44 kilometres, which means the She River, and then we met up with the On River, which is the He River. So that was rather exciting. We stopped at lunch. At lunch we stopped at a little village, which was the last bit of civilization we're going to have until we get back down tomorrow to the major city called Akduvrak. The town? Akduvrak? Yeah, that's right. So that's about, over 200 kilometres, about 200 kilometres, I think, of sort of no shops and things. So we had to buy up a lot of food yesterday, like 4 loaves of bread and 3 tins of fish and lollies and a few cakes. But it wasn't very much. We just about bought the shop out. So we had this lunch where we went. The store there was actually closed, but they let us inside because it was actually pouring with rain. And we cooked some soup and we sort of made ourselves at home there for a while. And got warmed up a little bit. It was quite cold because we were soaking. And then while we were eating our lunch, looming in the background was this massive climb. And that's sort of where the climbing really started, we thought, but it didn't actually. It went down again and followed the river up until we hit, I don't know, about the last 20 kilometres was a nightmare. It was very steep, most of it. But it was, it's beautiful now. It's where we are, 4 kilometres from the top of the summit. So we're about 2,000 metres up now, and there's sort of mountains all around. There's a bit of snow around, and hopefully tomorrow will be nice and clear so we can get a good view when we actually reach the top of the West Sayan Pass. I think that's about it, 'cause we're going to actually run out of power soon. The power's actually on for 2 hours tonight, and so it's nice and warm in here. This is just a mountain hut, and we're lucky to find it here. We've got a nice hot fire going. We've used that, cooked on the stove, and we're nice and warm and dry now. So that's it. We've had a scrummy dinner of macaroni and spaghetti, and with fish, with some of our tinned fish with tomato sauce. So that was dinner. And we even opened a block of chocolate as well. And we've had some more bread. I've eaten so much of this stuff. That's it. I can't think of anything else to say. Have I missed anything? Oh, we picked some wild strawberries today. That was very nice. I think that's all.
Not sure if this will come out, but this is the filming by moonlight. It's about 11:15 at night, 2nd of July. We saw a deer today, which Kate forgot to mention. Beautiful little thing. A young deer came out of the forest and sat on the road in front of us, or sort of crouched down, and then we were trying to get cameras out and everything, and it ran away. Beautiful it was. Oh, that's enough of that. Saturday the 3rd of July, early in the morning, just finished breakfast. This is the hut where we stayed last night. It's the depot, really, if you like, for the maintenance, the road maintenance people who keep the paths clear, snow clearance and things like that. I just want to show you the mess that's around it, compared with the beautiful setting that it's in. I guess it's a bit like visiting, going to Mount Everest and being confronted by the mess that supposedly surrounds the base camp, or going to some Antarctic research stations. So I'll just have a wander around and show you the muck. It's fairly typical of all the small towns and things. If you have a poke around, there's piles of rubbish and loads of tin cans and things all lying around. They don't really get cleared away.
Пойдем со мной, пойдем. Пошли со мной. Пойдем.
Just coming over the top of the West Sayan Pass. It's Saturday the 3rd of July. It's just taking about half an hour to do the last 4 kilometres from the mountain hut.
That was a nice warm up, wasn't it?
How are you, okay?
Yeah, no problem.
Hey.
Mongolia's the other side of those mountains.
Yeah.
I'm trying.
Lots of snow around.
I better get a better macro, I think. I won't take that now, actually.
There's some beautiful gentians with begonias around them as well, in their normal montane habitat. Very common in gardens at home now in England.
And smelling.
Smelling, that's...
Very good.
Two colours of forget-me-nots here, blue one on the left and white one on the right.
This is going to be too small.
Alpine anemone.
This one I know only Russian name. The Latin name about.
This is beautiful. There's so many different types of alpine flowers up here. We've got little forget-me-nots down here, and there's a white variation of one just over there. Alpine anemones, alpine birch, very, very small. There's loads of, this is all lichen, all this. Pretty big, so it's obviously very, very old. It grows very slowly. What else have we got? Gentians, alpine gentians, begonias. Absolutely beautiful. There's some other ones which I don't know, and Yuri only knows the Russian names. Oh, what was that? A bird?
Bird, yeah. Yes. Duck. Duck? Yeah.
Oh well. Mongolia's just over the ridge over there. Can't see it, it's down the other side. But we're going to nip up the top so we can get an even better view.
going. Can't walk up this mountain and have a conversation as well.
Found something else.
It's very steep. Don't really know what the spot height is. It was the pass is 2,206 meters, so we're going up a little bit more here. It's a beautiful day. Nice sunshine.
Eugene.
Knees down, up.
Over here.
Is that lorry gone past yet? Make sure my bike doesn't fall. What? Yeah. It won't. You go down there, you'll disappear. Stand up here.
А потом down, да?
We've just bumped into these two Russian cyclists. It's Vladimir in the middle
Там асфальт,
and his son Daniel,
вниз, 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 вниз.
and they're doing the same
Красивая река.
trip that we're doing at the moment in the Sayans, but they're going clockwise and we're going anti-clockwise.
Очень, очень красивая.
So we're just swapping advice and stories.
А потом здесь вот степь. Это юг. Вдвоем, да? Вдвоем вы. Здравствуйте. Здравствуйте. А вы всегда в путешествии? Вот путешествие. Так вы так давно уже в путешествии. How many days are you in coming? Нет. 5 months? Я ну это всего.
This is my first real live yak.
Полно их тут. A lot of them.
Yeah.
They're afraid.
Oh, he's off.
Escape.
They're not wild, are they? Saturday, July the 3rd. Just come up pretty steep short pass. Mid-afternoon, I think it's about, I don't know, 4ish.
Сколько все таких будет? Почти дурак. Дурак догадался тут дорогу проложить. Прикинь, что-то там.
Right, okay. Go. Start.
I'm very glad to see this mountain and have journey with the very good people, Kate and Greg.
Creep.
Yeah. And I saw very many interesting things during the journey, and I think that I don't lost time when I agreed to take part in this travel. Okay, that's all.
Are you enjoying the cycling up the hills?
Yeah. For me, this journey a little hard because I have a not specific bicycle for such travel, and part of this passes I take with help of lorry or cars. I ask the drivers help me, and they with pleasure give me their help. But this pass I take only with my legs, my bicycle. Yeah, okay. Enough. Turn off.
You want, and I will help you. Yeah.
This is Sunday the 4th of July. It's a bit damp and drizzly. That's the region we're just about to get into.
How do you say that, Yuri?
Jeyun Chemchmjuk.
Дзин, Хемчинский район.
Хемчинский.
Дзин.
Хемчинский очень сложно, для русских сложно.
Get another tea break. Eating the very nice biscuits.
Yes, we have some. What do you think they are? Maybe brown, maybe brown sugar.
They're a bit sort of
like,
tastes slightly gingery.
yeah, almost. But we bought 2 kilograms of them, and we had 1.5 kilograms of them yesterday. So we buy them by the kilo.
Well, yesterday within the space of about 2 hours we had 1.5 kilos.
The rest for breakfast this morning, isn't it?
Yeah.
With our porridge with apple puree and dried apples.
Sunday the 4th of July again. What did I say the time was? 5:30? 5:30. This is 20 kilometres east of Chadan. Okay.
Right, well, we're 20 kilometres from Chadan, and it's about 5:30 in the afternoon, and we'll probably go for another hour. We're going to be looking for a campsite. Probably there's a bit more sort of steady, slow climbing like we've been doing for the last hour. We'll keep going up for quite a way. And we want to. There's a river down before Akdurug, which we wanted to sort of camp by, which we thought would be quite nice. So as you can see, it's a very, very open, treeless landscape. So hopefully there'll be a few less mosquitoes and less ticks to worry about. Food situation's not very interesting at the moment. We've had a few problems trying to actually get any sort of variety. We've bought some 2 kilograms of biscuits this morning and some pasta. We did okay to Stolove and sort of having some nice soup anyway, potatoes and things. So but for dinner last night we just had we used the soup as a sauce and roasted some peanuts and put that with rice and to make a risotto with a bit of imagination. Probably do this. Yuri's being really silly over there. So we'll probably do the same again tonight and tomorrow night if we can't do anything else, and then we won't have any more food. So we'll be just on the straight pasta and straight rice, straight porridge with apples. So that's what we're planning to do. Hope the rain holds off. It was wet for the first 80 kilometres today, and it's a bit nicer now. So yeah.
Ехать дальше?
Oh, very good.
Very good fun.
You very, very fast.
Oh, I like that. That's how I like to go.
Oh.
Straight down. And dodge all the potholes. Sort of
180 kilometers.
piece of cake.
Yeah?
No, that piece of cake is very easy. But that's being sarcastic.
Yeah, okay. I don't know.
Okay.
Бай-бай хочу.
Look at. Oh, it's good he's gone out of shot.
Сними Юра. Я английский любитель.
This is Sunday the 4th of July. So we finally stopped here for this evening. It's on the river, the name of which I can't remember, which we were looking for ages. The last 10 kilometres or so have been very easy coming downhill, but we've been looking for this river for a while where it crossed the road, and we eventually found it, and then we just followed it parallel with the road for a bit and came down the track to here, which is alright, as long as the cows don't eat the tents. No danger of the cows eating our food, because we haven't got much food. We're going to stop. There's a small village, small town very shortly after we set off tomorrow, so hopefully we'll be able to stock up there, but we've only got about a day or so before we get into the next decent town. And it's all oh wow, right, it's it's all pretty flat tomorrow. Good day today, over 120 kilometres, pretty easy going.
Здрасте. Здравствуйте. Решили тут у вас перночевать.
Только экологии, чтобы бросить не испортить.
О, нет. Вот эколог главный. У нас этих много. Вот эколог.
А то у нас хамади
Прислали
сидят.
давние.
Вот хамади проезжают, тут ночуют, и бросают все.
Да, нет.
Ссорят, ну такое место, смотрите, ну,
Да, тут красиво.
ну откуда
очень,
ребята?
конечно. Вон эколог, я биолог.
Ну вы откуда сами?
Они из Англии.
Англия.
Девушки из Австралии.
Он же мы.
О,
Этот из Новосибирска,
я из Новосибирска.
а я из Рязани.
Ну, Рязанский. Не порадуйся, надо, я знаю. Спокойный. Я только мен бы там только не был.
Он спокойный или понесет?
Нет, спокойно. Это я бы не посадила. У меня там рыжий стоит. А тут дурачок.
Кушает.
Это у меня, по-русски говоря, это у меня дача здесь. У меня что-нибудь приехал.
А вы откуда сами?
А я сам из деревни стой. У меня спросить, что есть тут. Подмоком. Нет,
Ты прям как заправский.
ну, вот бить возьми. Это хорошо, гоните туда. Сюда. Сюда возьми, это хорошо, гони туда. Вот этих? Да. А вот, возьми вот этих.
Управлять чем будешь? Грех, дай мне блин, я чай закипячу. А ты сходи за водой. Че болтаешь себе тут?
А вот эта речка как называется?
Чахой.
Чахой? Так, Ча?
У вас карта есть?
А на карте нет, она не подписана.
А вот маленький.
This is
А у вас карта-то есть?
the little lad on the right there is called Cyan, which is the same as the mountains are called, and the girl on the horse, who was on the horse, is Norna.
Надо у них в деревню уйдут.
Слушай, надо за водой сходи, я принтер.
Wait on, we've got to get all this out yet.
Okay, дай мне принц.
I don't have it. I've got to get this undone first. Yeah.
Ow!
Нема, ноги.
You're on.
My lip.
You're on.
Right. This is gourmet cooking outdoors. It's delicious. It's a variation of what we had last night. The only difference being that tonight, for the stodge, we've got little bits of pasta instead of rice. And it's just pasta with a packet of soup and then roasted peanuts. So just cook the peanuts in the lid of the saucepan combination over the fire and just roast them. This is the pasta, approximately 40 grams per person. Here's the soup. Alright, that says soup in Russian. Aeroflot pepper, just as a little garnish, and it's absolutely delicious. You know, dinner in 15 minutes, what more could you ask after being stuck on a bicycle for 15 hours, not 15 hours, 8 hours or 7 hours. Anyway, and you have the soft, that kettle's boiling, primus has gone out, start again. The juxtaposition of the crispy, lightly roasted peanut, the chewy pasta, the crisp, crunchy vegetables, nicely al dente, carefully prepared in the nice aluminium pans. I've forgotten what I did 2 weeks ago because everything's cooked in aluminium and my brain's going. Anyway, it's really good. So, just to prove it, I am actually going to eat it.
Hurry up because I want to eat mine.
I just wish you could taste it. Monday, July the 5th.
Может, они свежие. Что, сейчас наберите мне 10 страниц.
Okay, off you go.
Right, it's Monday the 5th of July. We're just on about halfway along the southern part of the Sion mountain ring at the moment. And we've just come into another one of these huge valleys. We've moved out of the ones which are big grasslands with yurts, little Mongolian type houses, tents, nomadic tents dotted around. And we've come back into the, well, this sort of more scrubby, semi-arid really, type area. But these valleys are just superb. They're so big and you can't appreciate the scale of the landscape. It's amazing. Every sort of, you can see big mountains in the background with snow on. There's tree-lined river valleys or river courses down the bottom of the valleys. It just stretches off into the sort of misty blue yonder, really. Over there behind me you can see there's like a ridge. I don't know what it is, but every so often you get these erratic, just big lumps sticking up. there was earlier on there was an iron ore mine 3 days ago, 3-4 days ago, whenever. So I don't know, maybe these are lumps of iron. Kate said they were iron knobs, but
Yes.
I'm not a geologist, so I don't know. But this is a lot drier. We went through another foresty bit last night, and there's some very dramatic changes in landscape and vegetation. Go from forest, which is very lush, and pine trees and everything, then you come down the other side and you're back down to this very dry type landscape. There's all this grass here is I think it's xerophytic.
Yeah.
It's all sort of rolled in. It's very dry and everything's sort of greys and browns rather than greens. I don't know, a bit sort of Middle Eastern, I suppose. But this valley's brilliant. It's so big over there. It's enormous. And we're just going to go along, maybe get a bit of an early lunch in this. There's a little town coming up. And then we'll carry on. And then tomorrow night we should get to the, well, tomorrow we'll get to the bottom right hand corner, Kisil, and then set off again for a few days back up to Abakan. And it's brilliant, this bit. It's really, really good.
Yeah, it's great.
A beautiful campsite last night. Absolutely superb. Wonderful.
Okay.
What appetite? По-русски.
Орел.
Сам ты орел. Ястреб. Орел.
Yuri's just giving the
А что такой
young
маленький?
local lads a bit of a hand, pumping up their tyre.
Орел, а что такой маленький? Болел.
As usual, all these little local children are very interested in our bicycles.
Eagle. Eagle. Eagle.
Eagles, yeah. I think they're eagles.
Who is you?
Huh?
Who is you?
Who's you?
Who is you? I am eagle. While you small, I feel
Field?
you.
Filled? What do you mean filled? That is no...
Yeah. Ill, né? I am ill.
Ill?
Ill.
Ill, sick.
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 Yes, sick.
A usual conversation we have here.
What? Ill? Why is that? What's that got to do with eagles? I thought you were mad.
It's the biscuits, I tell
I
you.
think that it's either the biscuits or something funny in the fish we've just had. It's affected Eugene.
And
It's the
you.
sun. It's got too much sun to his ankles there, look. That's what it is. He should have put his ankles in the shade, not his head.
По-вашему как? Нет. Нет. Йок? А есть?
Бар.
Бар?
Как у татар. У татар тоже так.
Похоже на этот. Вот.
Йог-бар. Хлеб как по-вашему? Хлеб? Икмек? Не? Хлеб как? Как? Сети? По-турински?
По-другому.
По-другому? По-татарски?
Говорим. А по-вашему как понимать? Понимаешь? Вот, например, ты скажи мне, я тебя не понимаю. Саша. Нет, я тебе вот говорю, например, по-английски.
There's all sorts of funny whiffs going around.
А ты мне говоришь, я... Скажи, по-своему.
Скажи, я тебя не понимаю.
По-своему скажи, я тебя не понимаю. А?
The ground. On the water, grass.
Would you like some more?
Milk.
Yeah?
Very.
Ну каков, а?
Monday, July the 5th. Yuri's just done his ablutions in the lake here. Huge thunderstorm in the background. Mountains, rainbow. You can't get more dramatic than that. Tuesday, July the 6th, coming into Kizil, 50 kilometers to go. That's the Yenisei River in the background.
Video.
I don't know if this is working.
Careful.
Yeah, that's right. Oh, bloody hell. Right, this is an entirely arranged shot. Hang on. Hang on. Got me running back.
Am I on?
Yes.
Oh, let's just look at here we are in Brazil. What's the date? 6th?
Tuesday the 6th of July.
Yeah. And we're going to have a day off here. And went to ask what the prices were in the hotel. And it's 3,000 for the 2 Russian people and 6,000 for Greg and I for one night. Sorry, 9,000, so it makes 12,000. But who cares? We haven't paid anything for the last 7 days, so we're going to go for it. Stay at least one night, probably 2. But it's been good. We've done really well. I can't wait to have a shower. Hair hasn't been washed for 7 days. Bikes are just covered in tar. That's just come off my cable. I just want to get clean, have a look around, have a sleep, something to eat, and what else is happening? Did 70 kilometres today. It wasn't very hard. It was just nice open landscape, a bit like Death Valley or something. It was very wide and like the Midwest. Boring. Can't think of what else what to say.
Well, I'll turn it off then.
Yeah.
Hello. Hello, my friends.
Beard is off.
Yeah, I've suffered. Like Samson. Except he just went weak. I just went and threw up. That's what happened when I took my beard off. Both ends on the go. At once. Fortunately, we were in a decent hotel, so it's not too bad. Could have been in a more normal hotel where the toilet is down the corridor and is not something you want to stick your head near. So, fortunately, we're in a decent hotel with a basin next to the toilet, so I could attend to both ends at the same time, which is always useful. But it was pretty unpleasant. I don't know what it was. Well, in a bit of water I drank last night. Okay. But anyway, so the others have all just been out for a walk and just let me fester here for a little while. But no doubt I shall feel reduced.
Your teeth look a lot whiter with no beard.
Do they?
Yeah.
I thought like this is, huh?
Yeah.
That way, huh? Well, it's a bit difficult actually to talk like this. I have a perfect Australian accent.
Yes, you'll have to, won't you?
Well, I must be getting better if I can laugh.
And smile.
Yeah, I don't feel too bad.
Smile.
But
Yeah.
I could have filled a hot air balloon earlier on this afternoon. Something awful was happening down below. We're alright now. For the time being. Have a cup of hot tea, which might stir things up a bit. But there you go. And it's, what's the date? Tuesday?
The 6th?
Tuesday, 6th of July. For the record. And it's just gone 10 o'clock, I think, in the evening. Just been listening to the Voice of America on the radio, all about Oh, Shevardnadze has just introduced martial law in Georgia. G7 summit with the 7 most indebted industrialised nations is about to start tomorrow in Tokyo. And I thought this was quite funny. The meeting between the UN, the Serbs and the Croats in former Yugoslavia didn't materialise because the Serbs and the Croats didn't turn up. They stayed at home, which I think is quite funny. Anyway, that's the news today. I can have a cup of tea now.
It's the Tuvan flag. Okay, Tuva is an autonomous region. This is the actual the Parliament building. Okay. Quite an attractive building. The entrance to the building. One side we have the Russian words, the other side is Tuvan words. The Tuvan language is a separate language. This is another side to the centre square of the city. Kizil is obviously the capital of the Tuvan region, so these are more Parliament building, Tuvan flag flying. The obligatory statue of Lenin, which you'll find in any city square. There's that building just once more. Different angle. Start talking now. Yuri's going to say something about kvass because it's his favourite drink. It's bread water.
You listen me?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Go.
Huge point for selling the bread water. This drink very favorite for Russian country, and many people very like this drink. It's very cheap. It depends another drinks very good for when the very hot sun day, and I very like this drink too.
Great.
Hey, do you know?
Thank you
would
very
you
much.
like a cup of bread water?
Okay, I'll have some. Yes, I'd love some.
Yeah, okay.
Yuri's just going to actually buy some, so we can have some bread water. Kvass. Usually only a few rubles, or rubles as we say.
Oh, very good.
How much did it cost?
Please, Kate.
How much? How much was it? Okay, we're just down the Yenisei here, the Bolshoi Yenisei, moving very fast. Surprising actually how fast the water's actually flowing. Nice hot sunny summer's day. All the Russians are out there on the beach, on the pebbly beach. Hardly Bondi Beach, but anyway, hardly Northcott either. I think I'll let her off for a swim. Yep, there's Eugene like duck to water. He went for a swim this morning apparently as well. Well before I was out of bed.
Если чей, да, out for the tin cans and things.
Yeah, maybe.
That's Siberian expedition.
No ecology. No ecologist.
I think we have to go over that bridge tomorrow to get out of here actually.
Wednesday the 7th of July. The view from the balcony of Yuri and Eugene's bedroom window. Bit of a storm brewing. I've never heard such violent claps of thunder. Yuri always manages to find time to do a bit of tinkering with his bicycle. Thursday the 8th of July. We're just crossing the river out of Kizil and coming the other way with these two cyclists, Nikolai and Mikhail, who are on a goodwill trip from Lithuania down into Central Asia. And so we've swapped tokens, photos and badges, and they've got a letter explaining what they're up to, which they've given us copies of. We're just discussing the route because they were coming the other way, so we're getting some advice from them.
А вы из Абакана сейчас едете?
Сейчас мы из Абакана.
Сколько вы дней уже?
Мы практически 2,5 дня. Мы первый день выехали в 2 часа с Абакана. Заночевали мы где?
За перевал.
За перевал. Нет, мы перевал не одолели.
Как?
Ну
Первый,
как?
Бульбинский.
Ну мы ж первый, полдня ехали.
Very big speed.
Как, одолели?
Да.
Нет, не первый день.
They from
Минусинск
Abakan to
поехали.
here,
Казанцево.
2.5 days.
They're certainly not carrying very much gear. It's only taken them 2.5 days to get from Abakan down to here, which is about nearly, it's over 350 kilometres.
Начинать, да? Мы начали наше путешествие в прошлом году из центра Европы до города Орла, и в этом году заканчиваем наше путешествие от города Орла до города Кызыл, центр Азии. Цель нашего путешествия – соединить центры двух континентов, а также единение народов. Мы стараемся не разъединять их между собой, а объединять вместе. И дружить так же, как мы дружили раньше. Мы проехали через Литву, Белоруссию, Россию, Казахстан. Везде нас встречали очень хорошо, доброжелательно. Поэтому идеи наши, мы думаем, будут жить всегда. И идеи мира, добра и согласия.
Thursday the 8th. July still. This is 2 hours outside Kizil, following a new road up to Turan, which isn't actually on our map. I think it's a bit further than the road that is marked, but the surface is better, and I think the hills, although very long, are a bit less severe. So we've got this big descent coming up in a minute. We're just stopping at the top of a climb we've just done. Have a bit of tea. Quite a long haul up for all the lorries. This is the main road from Krasnoyarsk down into Mongolia. You can see all the cutting that's been done to push the road through the hills here. And this is Friday the 9th of July. This is where we camped, which is 20 kilometres just north of Turan. Near a village, I can't remember the name of the village, but we're right next to a village. But the campfire survived the absolute downpour last night, so we've got it going again this morning. Everything's very wet. Friday the 9th of July in the town of Aradan. Stopped for lunch here. The road hasn't done what it said it would do on Kate's map, so we've got here sooner than we thought, which is good. But we have to do another quite big pass, another 35-40 minute climb in the process, but then there was a huge downhill down to the big river. So we've saved a bit of time, I suppose. But there's no Stolova here, and we're all pretty tired. And I think we all wanted a pretty big lunch. Kate and Yuri have just gone off to try and buy some milk from someone. So we're just sitting around waiting for them to come back. Friday the 9th of July, camping on the banks of the river something, which isn't actually marked on our map. The maps have been a bit confusing most of the day today. I think there have been some new roads put in, which actually saved us a bit of time, which was good, a bit of distance. Anyway, you can see the weather in the background. It's rumbling away, thunder and lightning again. But fortunately, so far, it's all staying in the other valley there, and we've been dry, which after last night is a great relief. Now we've had supper, and Eugene's just finishing washing up, and it's only about 8:30, which is brilliant. 2 days to go to get back to Abakan, and then on the train up to Achinsk. Rejoin the main route, and then a day down to Krasnoyarsk, day and a bit maybe, and then that's it, another stage done, another stage complete. Then Eugene goes back to Ryazan, Sasha comes out to join us for 2 months, and Yuri may carry on or he may not, it depends on whether he thinks his bicycle's up to it. He's been getting through his spokes like anything. Another 2 gone today. Anyway, that's it for the time being. Did you hear that?
Yeah.
It was a beautiful evening. We've been watching all the clouds going up the other valley, and now, hang on, this is going to be loud. Any second now? It's not that loud, pretty loud. But now, as you can hear, and we're inside the tent again filming because of it, there's this superb thunderstorm going on. It's brilliant. It's so loud and it's right there.
Greg's getting very excited.
I love thunder. It's brilliant. But it seems to be the way with the weather in the mountains here at the moment. It's very nice and sunny during the day, and then all this bubbles up in the evening. Fortunately, we stopped in time, and we stopped at 6 o'clock. Got the tents up. Oh my god! This is a goodie. Got the tents up and got the meal done, got washed in the river just down the hill there, and all finished by about 8 o'clock. So then we had a chance to relax and then to get organised before this lot settled in, which I think it has done for the next couple of hours. But we're all organised, we don't need to get out of the tent anymore, so that's it. In terms of what we've done today, which is Friday the 9th of July, we've done just over 100 kilometres, which is about 63 miles or so. It's been pretty tough. I don't know if we're recovering properly at the moment, day by day. It's hard work in the mountains. The roads are always very sticky. The tar's very soft.
Like tricky.
I was ill a couple of days ago. Good light show going on outside. I was ill a couple of days ago, so I think that's I still haven't recovered properly from that. Maybe that knocked me out a bit. I only had one evening of diarrhea and vomiting and stuff. Not very nice. Took a lot out of me, as it were. But
he's tough. He's bounced back.
I don't know. I'm still I just feel a bit fatigued at the moment. My legs haven't got any oomph
Yeah,
at the moment. So
bloody hell.
superb. Love it. I wish I had a big window in the tent and I'd be able to watch it. It's so annoying. So anyway, and we followed some roads today which weren't on the map. So we know we're going to the right place, we're going in the right direction, but I think they're probably new roads or something, so I don't know. We'll get there. We may get there a bit more quickly than we thought, which would be a good thing if this weather keeps up. So anyway, I think we've only got
200
about
to go.
200 or so to go, 200 kilometres to go. So a couple more days we'll be in Abercorn, and that's it. I'm going to buy a tripod for Kate next time there's a thunderstorm on. There you go. Right, I'm going to write my diary now. Saturday, 10th of July. I don't know. What's the time? Hang on. 10:15. I feel shit, but the view's marvellous. I feel a bit odd again today. Let's show you round to the right.
Just a lunchtime siesta. Yeah. Rick's still feeling a bit worse for wear from his sickness the other day, his stomach bug. There's no hurry because we've done 72 kilometres today. Probably only need to do another 40 or 50. About 3 o'clock. Plenty of time. Just studying the maps, seeing where we're going. Got about 135 kilometres to get back to Abercorn. Today's been okay really, not too hard, a couple of climbs, 4 or 5 kilometres each. It's quite sticky, there's sort of clouds in the background. It's going to rain over the mountains again, I hope it doesn't rain on us like it did last night.
Такие места пиздят.
Литературу привозили с Петербурга. Письма писали. Отдыхал на курорте.
Так вот именно, сейчас тут курорты, блядь, туристические базы.
Just in Grigorievka where they had lunch. People cutting the hay in the bathers. Another thunderstorm looming over in the background. You're off.
Why do I always start by yawning? Anyway,
Sure,
because this is an official
Подписник.
international athletic event, we're allowed to use drugs and things. So we're in the shop just a minute ago and we found turbo chewing gum, which could be
I'll
just
have
the
to zoom
thing.
in on there I think.
This could be just the thing to get me going today. Since I'm shagged out,
That's it.
I need a bit of a boost. So I'm going to have this. See if it does anything for me. I think that's enough close up. Super bubble gum. So, blow myself up into a big bubble and float away up the mountains. Or down the mountains. We haven't got any more mountains to do. If you're going to be shagged out, it's a nice place to be shagged out in. Nice scenery. Can't get the bits off. Anyway, all sorts of banned chemical substances in here. And, oh god, it's exciting. A Talbot 1948. Look at that. Stick that in the diary. Start a collection. We'll have to get we'll have to buy bubble gum in every town now. This car. Hang on. 175 cows producing about 3,000 litres every day. Something like that. This is the evening milking session. Just having a look around. It's very tasty milk. I've just had a cup of it. Raw milk. Warm from the udder. Very nice. So how long?
don't know how to say that one.
How many people sculptures in China that want this? Full of milk made.
Eight milkmaids. 8 milkmaids.
How сколько часа? Один час, 2 часов? 2 часа? All for your...
2 часа и еще 2,5 часа. 3 часа.
3 часа?
Это
All
все.
your cows.
Да, да.
Different brands come in different doors.
А это видишь уже буквы совсем? Это цель. Да, зашла. Закрыли. Андрей, закрой там пока дверку, чтобы те не выходили. А то остатки выйдут. Как?
Oh, insemination.
Artificial insemination.
Инсеминатор осеменяет коров здесь.
Yeah?
Уф.
Oh, there it goes. Come on, stick your head up.
don't think it's going to do very much else. So,
was it the 10th? Doing well here. It's Friday, Saturday the 10th of July, and here we are down on the farm. Had a mixed day. Started off from our campsite, and it was all really foggy this morning. And went up through the from the river up to a pass which is about 5 kilometres of climbing. And some beautiful views at the top, carpets of cloud, mountains pointing out through the cloud. It was really, really pretty. Then we came down, 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 then up, 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 up.
Yeah.
We did 2 major climbs today of about 5 kilometres each, so it wasn't too bad, not as hard as yesterday. 121 kilometres. First town we came to, which was our first civilization for 100 kilometres, and the name was
Здесь не Tanzibay.
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 And that was a very quiet town, there was no one around, so we just kept going on to the next major town, which was
The last town?
yeah, no, the big town where we stopped at the Stolova.
Ah, Vistolo. Grigorievka.
Grigorievka.
Yeah, Grigorievka.
And we stopped there
There we
for
have
lunch,
dinner.
we had lunch, and that was after
lunch.
72 kilometres. You should have seen the face of the sourpuss in the Stolova. I wish you'd got that on film. I've never seen someone go. And she wouldn't let us bring our bikes inside, but we ended up doing it anyway. Had a bit of a rest, and Greg felt absolutely shocking. I think it was just his wind or his liver, we don't know quite what was wrong, but it got a bit worse after lunch. And we stopped for a break and bought some milk in the last town, which was
Yermakovskaya.
Yarmakovskaya.
Last town,
And
Yermakovskaya.
bought some milk, which was fresh and cold, and had some milk and some bread and chocolate, and that really set Greg's stomach off. And so we were going to go a little bit further down, camping by the river, but Greg was in a bit of pain, so we decided to stop here and ask whether we could have some water. We hit the jackpot. It's a farm, it's a dairy farm with 356 cows, and they produce 3,500 litres of milk in the morning and the evening, I think it is. And we got a little tour, and the brigadier, as he's called, what was his name? Forgotten again. You can't remember, can you, Greg?
Slavic or something.
Slavic. Gave us a guided tour.
Full name Vyacheslav.
Vyacheslav.
Yeah.
And his grandson Andrei. Anyway, so I think they've got 8 milkmaids, and they have 300 and something hectares, 350 hectares. They didn't seem to know how much land they actually had. I don't know whether he actually owns it, but we'll have to find that one out, because it's quite interesting to work out sort of how farms are changing from being collective farms to ownership. So a lot of the farms seem to go on a lease for about 20 years or so while the economy is changing over. But we're staying here on the farm tonight. As much fresh milk as we like. Greg was given some milk straight from the udder. Some nice warm unpasteurised milk. Not allowed to have water for an hour afterwards because it all mixes up and gives you diarrhoea. Just had a ride on the horse. Both of us had a ride on the horse. The horse was very good because we're not very experienced. The river's just Tam.
There.
About 500 metres away. And Eugene and Yuri have been down there already for a swim, and it's been very hot and sticky and horrible. So I'm off for a swim too. I'm going to have some tea, and I'm going to have rice pudding, which should be nice and easy to digest. That's it. I think. Very corny sitting here on this.
Today was very easy day. in spite of the 2 or 3 buses, yeah,
Yeah,
because very good road.
yeah. No spokes broken?
No, today all my spokons is whole, yeah, not destroyed.
Yeah, they're all whole. Yeah. You've got 2 entire wheels.
Yeah.
Normally Yuri breaks a few spokes every day, so it must have been good road. Bit sticky as usual, but quite treacle sometimes.
Yeah, I said to God, thank you.
I was given a memento from a
Very good present.
present from what's his name?
Slavic.
Slavic. So it's supposed to.
Very beautiful, not usual cross.
An unusual cross, which was supposed to keep me from stealing and committing crimes.
Yeah.
So hopefully I'll be very good from now on. It's a souvenir.
Yeah.
Put that down there.
Now
Right.
Kate will be very good girl.
Tea leaves. Oh, I have to go and get the tea leaves for Eugene to make the tea. Goodbye. Good fingernails, eh? Oh no! Bloody hell, how do I do that? Bloody hell.
Stop swearing on TV.
I just tore my, I've got a tore up tear in my waterproof.
There goes Yuri the farmer, off rounding up the sheep again with his trusty dog.
Yeah, I know.
You
Me? No.
Это правильно. No, сам чисти давай. Help yourself.
I'm not going to.
No, don't worry. Ну что ты мучаешь кашу свою? Давай половину.
Не, тебе без изюма? О, с изюмом пока.
Не жадничай.
Сейчас будем варить уху. Какой кастрюль? Зеленый?
Вон большой вари. Ну что, я тебе почищу, ты вари. Нет проблем. Бедную девушку, она отмахала сегодня 100 километров, ты заставляешь выключить. Приколов.
Ты почисти, я сварю.
Я говорю,
Варить
я
тебе 5
почищу.
секунд.
Я говорю, я почищу.
Все, варим с
вари.
солью.
Sunday, July the 11th. Just past the town of Krasnoyarsk. Landscape's changed again. Back down onto sort of lowlands. Start again. How's your stomach this morning, Kate?
My stomach, well, it was a bit acidy really. I think it was just the mixing of the whole milk that we had last night. It was loaded with fat. It was unpasteurised, and you're not supposed to mix water, any kind of water, with milk. So, for example, I couldn't really eat a cucumber or anything like that with the milk because it just doesn't mix, and so it causes diarrhoea. I haven't had that this morning, but I just felt a bit acidy. That's all I can say.
I had shocking diarrhoea last night.
Yes,
I had to get up 4 times in the night. It was horrible.
And once when I repacked the tent and I put Greg's shoes in a different place and he couldn't find his shoes.
A bit of a panic there.
Trying to find his shoes to race up to the toilet.
Just made it in time.
And then this morning, of course, I went to the toilet and Greg kicked me out, so I was half finished.
Sorry about that.
Yeah, but I think he was probably a bit more urgent than me. So I had to get out.
It seems alright now.
Yeah, he climbed the hill, the last hill very well.
I seem to have dried up a bit. But I have to keep drinking. Got to replace my fluids.
I'm trying not to go above 22, 23 kilometres an hour, just keeping a good steady pace.
I thought you were talking about your heart rate then for a minute.
The heart rate. So
22 a minute, that's not bad.
it's pretty good at the moment. The other day it was absolutely racing.
Yeah.
That's right, back down to relaxed.
Ты как спуститься с ним?
We got 55 right now, probably.
What's that in metric? Sorry, what's
Beats
that in
me.
imperial?
55 beats.
How many gallons is that?
What? Of blood.
I don't know, gallons of blood a minute.
Gallons of blood a minute. Well,
Anyway,
probably
that
got
was a
about
joke.
6 litres in the body, 6.5 litres in the body. 60
Joke.
pumps a minute. Don't know what the size of the pump is, so how much,
Exactly.
how many mils a pump. It usually takes a minute or 2 to get around the body and back again.
I'm going to stop there
Yeah,
because I've got some bugger biting my leg.
Oh, some thing just bit me in the face. It's like a bee or something.
Bye.
Didn't quite get his sting in, but it hurt.
This is one of Brian Flesh's earlier roles as a mad Russian warrior.
Yeah, that's what I'm feeling great in medicine.
Рассказывай, конечно.
Let's go.
Yeah. guys Monday the 12th of July. They got split, dripping on me everywhere because there's no ventilation in this train. On the train going back from Abakan to Achimsk, and I think it takes about 13 hours, so we can almost do it as fast on our bicycles. Pretty interesting sort of start to the journey. Big fat mama, she's that can't. She decided that we were supposed to take the to take her front wheel crack, and Eugene managed to sneak in without taking the front wheels off the bikes. So that means that they can do all the cracks.
Being investigated by the Alsatian.
We actually have I was really annoyed about that. We also have just had a little incident here. We have an Alsatian on the train. Just a big fat mama wants to go. I don't know what she wants to do, but it's against the rules somehow. So we're trying to get the window open.
You have to take its front legs off, apparently.
Unbelievable. So we had a
Bit of anxiety. Stress release.
Yuri managed to drop a whole big 3-litre bottle of juice all through his bags. Managed to get the food back, but then we thought we were going to try and get some more drink at the train station. We ended up finding some of these in a little lemonade in a store, which was very expensive. And they wouldn't accept a $10,000 note, so he's kind of back to with my check. Not particularly comfortable. I showed it wash. I think we all need to wash again. I think I'm just changing it.
We're doing something, jiggling around.
Not as exciting as a thunderstorm, was it, Greg?
No. Excuse me, it's my bowels actually. Still having themselves out. I don't know what to talk about. We had to stash the bikes up on the top bunks up there, with or without wheels, which is quite easy to do. It's alright. Gets them out of the way. That was actually a railway official who just walked past. Tell by the uniform and everything, they look very official. Another one down there actually, which is about this big. Can't think of anything to say today. What we're doing, we went and had quite a good lunch. Boring day. It's just really hot.
See, that one's a bit slim for a railway official.
She's only just started work. Part of your training is you have to walk up and down the carriage 20 times, so that's half hour. Yeah.
But then
Sell the sheets. This is what she's selling. Nice and clean. Actually, that's probably from me. Cost you £2 to set a sheet and a towel. This is
normal size.
pretty horrible. Anyway, we nick a couple of those most times. Here she comes again. That's 6. It's only got 14 times to go, and then the train can get going again.
Next year she goes down to 80.
And it's all made possible by Phil Gordon, you're from Keynes. Thanks, Phil.
Right, it's okay. Beautiful dog, isn't it? She's absolutely terrified every time the train stops. It's getting more
Oh, I
used
know
to
what I was going to say. On me, Clive.
Hurry up.
The other thing, the big fat woman delights in shouting at everybody, the toilet will not be open until we pass a specific town. And only then will you be allowed to go to the toilet or wash. The fact that you'll come out of the toilet dirtier than when you went in is neither here nor there. Because if it was anything like the one on the train when we were coming down, it's going to be horrible.
No, Greg's looking forward to that in his present condition.
Oh, I'm really sweaty.
Not just that, I wasn't thinking of it.
I'm alright today. Bowels are alright. Had a bit of a loose movement this morning, but seems to have settled down a bit. I hope it's cleared up now, but don't know. We'll have to wait and see.
Right. You can film Eugene asleep up there.
I can't. His bed's in the way.
Turn to X-ray. Did you get me fat mama? Show him your elbow.
Yeah, show you, Yuri.
Show the camera your elbow. Yeah.
Hold up your elbow.
No problem.
No problem.
Very little scratch.
Tuesday the 13th of July, just putting the bikes together again, having just got off the train in Achinsk. It's about 6:15 in the morning, I suppose. Oh no, it's 6:30. Eugene was feeling pretty ill last night. Very hot, bit of a temperature, headache. So he's decided to stay on the train to Krasnoyarsk, which is only another few hours for him, but it's about 100 miles. So we're going to try and knock it on the head today and meet up with him this evening at the railway station.
Какая температура? Ой, Юра, а когда эти кусают дрянь-то? Температура всегда держится?
Ну нет, на плече точно.
Не, вообще.
Да, все.
А?
Да, сразу.
Yuri's bottom.
И что, и не справит?
А?
Температура справит.
Они не будут. Дальше. Ну, размножились, мозг пролетает. Да ты бы, блин, уже давно, как ты сам, в больнице. Не смотришь, так часто. Что это, питьевая вода? Питьевая. Прямо вот так вот, прям грязь, шланг. Да? А? Это нет, что-то прям грязь, шланг прям просто. Пофиг все, да?
Is that good water? Or is there any water there?
Very mud condition. Yeah, water okay. Water good.
Run.
It's Tuesday the 13th of July today, my brother Benedict's birthday, so happy birthday Ben, 30 years old today. We've just done about just over an hour out of Achinsk railway station, just over 20 kilometres, and stopped here to have breakfast. This is the first place where we could get decent water, so we needed the water to make the porridge, so we're just brewing up some breakfast. The plan today is to get all the way into Krasnoyarsk, which is just over 100 miles. It's a beautiful day. So far there's not much wind around, and the roads are okay. So I think, you know, we shouldn't have any problems. We left Eugene on the train because he wasn't feeling very well. So hopefully he should be in Krasnoyarsk in a couple of hours' time, and that'll give him a chance to sort out a hotel for us. So, and then we're going to meet him. We said we'd see him at 8 o'clock this evening at the railway station. So I can't really see us having any problems. My pannier rack broke this morning, which is only a minor problem because the roads are okay, so it shouldn't be too bad.
Probably get a bit sticky later on.
So anyway, I wired it all up again. That's the third time it's broken. So I think we'll be all right. Yuri's just gone off to buy some milk, get some nice fresh milk. So that's that. And then we've got to just have a look around for a shop, see if we can get something for lunch. But it's only about 8:30 in the morning, or not even that. No, actually later than that.
9 o'clock.
9 o'clock in the morning. So, but we've done an hour, so shouldn't be too bad.
Okay, it turned off. I'm getting bitten. Off we go.
It's 7 o'clock in the evening, Thursday the 13th of July. We've done 95 miles, got about another 15 or so to go to get into Krasnoyarsk. It's been a beautiful day. really hot and sunny. We've had to stop a lot of times to fill up the water bottles today. And no matter how much you soak yourself and splash your face and wet your hair with refreshing cold water, you're dry again within about a minute. It's very frustrating. You just can't seem to stay refreshed. Excuse me. So, and there's been a bit of a headwind, so we've been doing 10 minutes each, the three of us at the front, 10 minutes each at the front to try and keep the speed up a bit and make it easier. It's worked a bit, although occasionally we've been a bit manic the last half hour or so. Yuri's just finished his 10 minutes and he was bowling along at 20 miles an hour, so he then turned around and said, "Oh, I'm tired, I want a break." So we're having a break. Having some tea and buns to keep us going. No, we finished the tea, all right. Water and buns. To carry us on for the last few miles into town. And I say, beautiful evening, 7 o'clock in the evening. The harvest is going on, people out cutting the hay. Every so often a motorbike or a little truck goes past and you can barely see the vehicle, and all there is this huge pile of hay, and you can see the exhaust fumes coming out in the wheels, and that's about it. But so we're going to carry on into town now, and then we're going to go and meet Eugene, who's we're supposed to meet in about an hour. We said about 8 o'clock, so it's pretty good timing really, considering we said that at about 6:30 this morning. Not a bad guess. So we've got to meet him at the railway station, and hopefully he will have sorted out our hotel. So knackered as we will be, we can just go straight to the hotel and flake out and have a cold shower probably, but that'll be quite refreshing. I don't mind cold showers. So anyway, we're going to get on and do the last 15 miles now. Well, here we are in the Hotel Palace in Krasnoyarsk. It's gone midnight?
Oh, easily. Yeah, 10 past.
10 past midnight. Had such a bloody hassle getting in this place. We arrived in town at 9:15 this evening. Met Eugene at the station, and he said that there weren't any places in any hotels in town, which was a bit depressing.
We tried about
So
15.
yeah, he'd rung up loads, and so he rang this one, which is where he'd actually found himself a space. And they said, no foreigners, no foreigners. So we haggled, didn't get in. Yuri went off to the police station. By this time it was like 10:30 at night. We didn't know where we were going to be staying. Yuri there went off to the police station. The police actually rang here. Oh, the battery's going to go. The police rang here. And the woman eventually let us in at an extortionate rate. And it's 230 rubles per pike in the room. Anyway, the battery's going to go, so I shall change the battery.
Am I supposed to say something?
No, not really. Right, here we are back again. New battery. Done 117.7 miles today.
193 kilometres.
And the last thing you want is some fart-ass Russian woman saying, "You can't come in."
So we punched her in the nose. She fell over and we walked over the top of her.
And it's been very hard. I think Kate and my patience is just, worn a little thin just at the moment with the Russian system.
I think Yuri's has too.
But it's not the first time we've come across this sort of problem.
It's the most expensive hotel we've had. 14,000 rubles.
For one night.
This hotel.
And we want to stay here for maybe 3 nights.
In old town, old city.
Just the point of having to pay, it's normally 1,200 rubles for one person. And we just paid 14,000 because we're not Russian. It's getting a bit steep, really.
Discrimination.
That's actually steeper than any of the hills we cycled up in the mountains last week, isn't it?
God, yeah. Twice as steep.
They're very, very steep.
We're about 4,000 metres.
So steep. 4,000 metres steep.
Yeah.
That well-known method of measuring steepness.
Well, it's at least 12%. I don't know whether people understand that, but most Russian signs are, when they talk about gradients, it's 12% or 8%. So.
Or 4,000 metres. Oh, well, I'm going to have my soup now, since it's half past bloody midnight.
Eugene, are you having some soup?
Yeah, chai. Tea.
Okay. Tea's on. Ready to go. Thank you for that. And I'm going to pause.
See? This is real-time shooting. The tea really is on. There's the soup. Soup is going off to be poured right now. Where's the Eugene's feet? Where's the Yuri's feet? These are my feet. In my lovely socks.
It's not really soup, it's just dog.
So it's the 14th of July, still in Krasnoyarsk, and we've just moved out of the hotel into a flat, which is empty, but it's being done up. So we'll finish walking up the stairs, and we'll come into the flat, and you'll see that we have to do a bit of clearing up in order to make it habitable. There we are. This is it. There's a bit of work to be done. A bit of cleaning up to do. There's Yuri, getting stuck in as usual. There's one in the kitchen, one of those little 2-inch high. I don't know who that is. I don't know whether they're sleeping or not. DIY holiday.
This is the result. At least half an hour's cleaning. Floor wiped over. Extremely good job, I thought. We are home for the next couple of days now. Massive pile of wallpaper which I've cleaned up. The others have gone to the shop. So anyway, I've cleaned the floor. Hopefully we won't get plaster everywhere now. A few bottles to remove yet.
Погодите, later, ага? Later. Сейчас мы огуречки, чай, да? Пока здесь Оксана. Она же не будет, конечно, ждать, когда спагетти сварятся. Они будут варить спагетти там. Соус какой-нибудь к нему.
Надо было, вы хлеба купили или нет? Купили? Вот хлеба, буфы, чай и...
Okay, I explain you. They want just a salad with bread, a little snack. Sorry. A little snack.
Salad with bread, okay,
Yeah.
no problem.
And a little later, spaghetti.
Fine, no problem. I was just suggesting something. В город-то пойдут они?
Yeah. What about your plans tomorrow?
Tomorrow we need to Sasha is coming.
Yeah,
obviously.
running.
Early morning.
Сегодня.
Сегодня,
Вечером,
сейчас.
сейчас.
Вот сейчас.
Она предлагает погоду, Франк?
Уже 8 часов
Ну
времени.
и чё?
What we do now in
Если вы переживаете за меня, то за меня не переживайте.
На.
It's an interesting little, must be a church up there on the hill. On the road roof. Always eating, I am. Always going to turn the video while I'm eating.
What's today?
14th.
14th of July.
Halfway, I'd say. Tomorrow. Halfway.
More or less. More or less.
Well, 2.5 months.
Halfway in time and distance. Over halfway in distance.
Miles are halfway in distance.
Well, kilometres. Kilometres over halfway. I mean, Christ's sake, let's get
7,000.
modern.
7,351 kilometres.
Yeah, hang on.
So that makes
4,528 miles, 117.7 of which we did yesterday, which took 9 hours, 24 minutes. For those of you keeping statistics.
Yeah. In other words, it's a long day.
Quite
It
a
was
long
hot.
day.
6 bottles of water at least.
Yeah.
And
No, it was hard going, hard going. But we wanted to get here to Krasnoyarsk in one day from Achinsk. So we just got on with it and kept going until we got here.
Eugene was sick, he had a temperature and wasn't feeling too good, so he went on from Achinsk onto Krasnoyarsk, and we thought, great, he can get us a hotel and sort it all out. So when we get there, we'd just be able to roll into a hotel and relax.
Hopelessly optimistic. We'd forgotten to take into account the fact that we are in Russia, which is always a bit of a spanner in the works. But anyway, it was a nightmare. We arrived in Krasnoyarsk at 9:15 in the evening. Met Eugene at the station, and he said, "No hotels, no room in it. There are loads of hotels. This is the one town we've been in where there are more than 2 hotels, but there was no room in any of
He
them."
produced a list of about 10 he'd tried, with all the telephone numbers and things. He had tried, obviously tried hard.
But hopeless.
But there was one hotel which he'd managed to check into, which only accepted Russian people. Very discriminatory.
So, fortunately, we all had huge, big, furry hats in our pack, which we bought. We were warned, actually, months ago in Moscow that we might run into this problem, and we were advised, always carry a big, furry hat in your pannier so that you can whip it out and effect a very convincing Russian appearance. So we did that, and we got in after about 2 hours, and for like 14,000 rubles or something stupid.
Well, for a Russian it was 1,200 rubles. For the bikes, which was supposed to go in the luggage room, it was 230 rubles per bicycle. But by the time we actually checked in, which was after Yuri had been down to the police station to get the police to ask for the policeman's help. And the policeman rang around all the hotels again, and then rang out finally the Kolos Hotel and said, look, that we're under his...
Colon Hotel.
Yeah, so we were under his what's the word?
The back end of town.
Well, under his protection, not protection. What's the word?
He said he rang up the hotel and told the woman that he would accept full responsibility
For us.
for if she allowed us in, which she did. So we got in, which is just
Unwillingly,
yeah.
So
but anyway.
14,000 rubles. So if you can imagine taking 230 rubles off for each bike, 1,200 off for each. Well, that was just for Yuri. Eugene already paid. So in total we're looking at well over 15,000 rubles for the night, which is a shitty little hotel room. Is what I did. Wasn't that bad. They said it was really going to be really awful, and they wouldn't let foreigners in because it was really awful, but it wasn't that awful. It was no worse than many of the others.
So anyway, not too bad. And then we had something to eat. A very late night, making phone calls. Phoned up Centerpole, Kate phoned Centerpole in Rizan at 2 o'clock this morning, just to sort stuff out. But we got it all organised. And then today we thought we don't really want to spend another 14,000 rubles here. So we spent most of the day trading around, trying to change money, which was a nightmare. Had a bit of a tantrum in the bank, I'm afraid.
Third bank would charge.
Yeah, lost my cool a bit.
They wouldn't accept 2 $5 notes.
2 of the notes they said were old, so I got upset. But anyway, never mind about that.
Anyway, he found himself a couple of girlfriends.
I was chatting up with these women in the bank, helping sort things out. And then we found this place where we're staying now, which it's a very long story and very complicated. But and the food's on, so we've got to check that. But basically, it's a flat which somebody's bought but haven't moved in yet, and it's mid-decoration. So we've shoved all the peeled off wallpaper to one side, cleaned the floor, and we're going to doss down on the floor for 2 nights. But it's brilliant. It's 2 free nights, and it's not worth complaining about. It's very good actually, and it's in the middle of town. It's near the main road, which we're going to be cycling out on in a couple of days. So
shops are nearby.
It's fine, no problem.
Yeah, no, it's good. The owners came in with a few toasts.
Oh yeah. Well, they're both detectives. They look very young.
Very drunk anyway.
Yeah, they're drunk as usual. Most Russians are. But we're having a bit of a quiet evening in. The other 2, Yuri and Eugene, have gone out with the lady who sorted this out for us. They've gone out having a look around town. She looks like Oksana or something, but she's very big. And
fresh cucumbers from her Dutch.
Yeah, she bought some fresh veggies, which was good. But they've gone off
oranges today. We bought some oranges.
Christ, we haven't eaten those.
After
desperately exciting.
Tomatoes.
So anyway, we're having a bit of a quiet, relaxing evening, writing faxes to send off to people, writing the diary, and just sitting and being quiet. Yeah.
Halfway point.
It's a bit stressful sometimes. People get on our nerves.
It's quite nice. It would have been nice to go out for a walk.
Yeah, but the food's on. The spaghetti's cooking, which I better go and check.
Yeah, I think it's time to depart.
Yeah, so we're going to go have some food. Bye.
Bye. Very good.
The beach of Scotland Green Drive.
15th of July in the flat in Krasnoyarsk. Sasha there has just arrived. There he is. Looking forward to spending 2.5 months with him.
Hey man, not with me. No, just with your bike, okay man.
He's coming with us all the way down to Vladivostok. Eugene.
Who told you that?
Huh?
Who told you that I will go with you to Vladivostok? I will go with you to Japan, Jess.
I don't know if we're going to the
okay,
place.
Yeah, sure.
We haven't heard from Anthony.
So Eugene on the right there is going home today. Yuri on the left is going home today.
Yeah.
Although Yuri might come out to Vladivostok for the last 2 weeks, which would be good. If his bicycle can stand it. go and buy
About
another.
50 spokes.
Yeah, 50 spare spokes.
And I had a few
whole set
stores of nuts. Yeah. Still
Yeah?
not right.
You think that you broke it? No?
I'm pretty sure. Well, I'm pretty sure I did because it's not mended yet.
Oh man.
I mean, it's
Get an
okay.
X-ray when you go back to
I mean,
England.
it's okay. I can still obviously cycle.
Oh, just, yeah,
It's
sure,
just-
just one rib, it's okay.
Yeah, I mean.
You have 12 on both sides, so just one run, it's okay.
You've got a spare anyway, Kate.
Spare rib.
Yeah, spare ribs, so yes, two spare ribs, no one, two spare ribs,
Yeah.
Greg, don't forget it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're alright, you can break another one then.
Thing,
Yes.
So Yuri, it's your last day today.
Yeah.
What did you? Have you had a good time?
Yeah.
Did you
every minute.
Yes, just.
No.
Did you enjoy the trip?
Yeah, I had a very good time with my friends when we have a journey through Sayana, especially. Very nice place, very many interesting things. And now I don't want to come home. I want
Yes, he had his wife,
Yeah.
sure.
have journey further, but my bicycle
Destroyed.
Yeah, it's destroyed. Yeah, and I have no supplies of spokes, and I must come back and give my bicycle a very good mend.
You mean,
I hope that I will arrive in Blagoveshchensk, and from there accompany the Greg and Kate to Vladivostok. Maybe.
who are they?
You're welcome.
Hey man, do you know who are they, Greg and Kate? I don't know them. Do you know them? Greg and Kate.
You'll find out soon enough.
Why not?
Sure you know them?
Yeah,
Oh.
very good.
Famous people,
They said they're
international
big
media
videos.
stars.
Yeah. Okay.
People in the Times.
Yeah,
Yeah,
featured in
They, my
national
friends,
newspapers.
very good friends.
just. So.
Why not? 3 weeks. A big. Yeah.
Yes, and you will.
How long will the train journey take, Yuri, for you to get home?
I don't understand.
Сколько дней до домой?
No. I believe 1.5 days
1.5 day.
by train.
Yeah.
Day.
Day or days?
Day.
1.5
Day. It's grammar.
Days, 1.5 days.
Days.
1.5 day.
1 day.
Days.
Days.
1 day, 1.5 days.
Yeah. Yeah, okay.
Come on, man.
Okay.
No problem. There are English.
Something doesn't bite me.
Okay. That's all. Thank you.
Make good smile, please. Good smile. Quickly, good smile into the camera. Yes, good smile like this.
I have very good smiling.
Yeah, sure.
So Johnny.
All the Johnny. Like,
Every
get
day.
out of here.
Every day.
It's just like, okay.
Yeah.
Just not to the camera because Greg can then sell this. You can show this movies to your mom or to somebody else, so you'll be
No.
very ashamed. Yes.
This film only for English.
For English. So no. Maybe I want to come to United Kingdom one day, maybe to find a wife there, and you say to English, no man, no. Okay.
I don't want to do this.
Candid. Right, so it's the 15th of July. Sasha's first evening meal with us.
Yeah.
Yeah, he just arrived this morning. It's about 10 o'clock. Put the new chains on the bikes just now. And we've got a bit of Russian champagne there in the background. It is.
Oh, somebody stole it.
Well, the labels come off.
Label, yeah, sure.
It was chilling in the bath with the washing, and the labels come off. So we've got some decent food tonight. Which you'd never guess from the way it's being prepared.
Served. It's been served wonderfully well.
So you're sure it's like in the best places like in France or Italy, it's like
Unfortunately, the olive oil is missing.
So's the garlic, so's the freshly ground
my
black pepper.
gosh.
But the appearance is there with some.
It's the best. Just put the camera in the air and start eating, okay, man?
Some pepper in case anyone wants some more, but there is pepper in here.
Alright. Right. Let's open the champagne.
Champagne.
Yeah. Bread.
Open the champagne, here we are. This is tin foil.
Just let's shoot into the window.
Shoot it out the window.
Don't shoot the video.
Okay.
Shoot the camera.
The camera will go
These
flying
things are
out.
dodgy. Sometimes you should
Just okay, I'll
unwind the cap a minute. Actually,
So,
I want
in the
that. I
window-
want that. I want that for my handlebars.
Do too.
Okay.
Yeah.
So just
It's not doing anything.
yeah, it was cold, it was yeah.
Okay.
She put a hole in there.
Yeah, but it can be like ricochet. Yeah.
Ricochet.
Yeah! Wow. That's it.
Very good.
Wow.
Good job. So
Good. This is a bottoms up.
Charge your glasses.
so don't forget it for your bike, okay?
No, I'll put it in with my luggage.
Packing tomorrow.
So that's
Oh, let's have a toast here. Have a welcome, Sasha, to our expedition for the
Yeah.
second half.
thank you.
Yeah.
I hope you survive the next 2.5 months as well
I'll
as we
try, I'll
survived the
try,
first
I'll
2.5
try,
months.
sure.
And you'll get over the sore bum bit in the first 2 weeks. And you'll be all right.
Actually, it shouldn't be too bad. When you do long distances, sitting there, see this
So you're having it easy.
Yeah.
First 2 months for us were very, very difficult.
I remember you.
And we've done
Yeah.
many miles.
Go.
But anyway,
Cheers, anyway.
cheers. Good to have you.
Cheers.
Будь здоров.
Будь здоров. Спасибо.
Будь здоров.
Будь здоров.
It's actually fairly palatable. Isn't
Yeah.
Fun.
I was thinking it was
It's
very
really good.
It's quite nice.
reasonable.
It was a bit of a surprise.
Mm.
Yes. Didn't break the spaghetti up tonight.
Russian champagne.
Can be a bit.
Yeah, it's very good. You prefer?
Excellent.
Funny to use spaghetti.
Can I take it?
Yes.
Yeah. Fine with that.
It's our neighbor.
There's a big dog outside the window.
Yeah.
Friday the 16th of July,
What?
11:15 in the morning,
So what do you talk?
and we're just about to set off from Krasnoyarsk
Where are we going to?
for 10 days down to Irkutsk. Loaded the bikes up, quite a lot on the bikes, because back down to 3 people. But, so this is Sasha's first day on the bike. See how he gets on. Hang on.
This day will be very, I think, so difficult for me to
Hey.
get used to.
Hey, we'll take it easy.
Yeah,
Don't you worry
sure.
about that. Alright.
Just enjoy the cycling.
For 2.5 months.
Yeah, yeah.
It's the halfway point. It's great.
Yeah,
Now-
but the most interesting, I think, so the halfway, but it's most difficult and interesting.
Yeah.
Sure.
We've got about 5,000 kilometres to do.
Yeah. Maybe more.
We'll see.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's 1100 to Irkutsk. That's our next aim. So we'll do it in about 9 days. Go to Kansk and then
To Irkutsk, it's 1,000 kilometers.
it's 11. It's 1,100.
Yeah, but 11,000 miles, you mean?
It's 1,100
100 miles.
kilometres.
Kilometers? More.
1,000.
Yeah.
It's 1,100.
Nearly.
Yeah, so it's 1,100. 1,100.
Ah, yeah, 11,000. Sure.
Yeah, anyway, so take us about 9 days. We'll sort of space it out so that we might have a day off. We're not sure. We'll see how we feel.
Yeah.
When we get to Irkutsk, we'll have a good rest. And then we have 2 months to go.
2.5.
2.5 now.
Yeah, now, but from Irkutsk it will be 2 months.
That's good. That's really good. We're ahead of schedule too. We're about 4 days ahead, so that's excellent. Gives us a bit more time.
Yep.
Imagine doing that all day long, 12 hours a day. Now we just change the subject a bit. Look at Sasha's just had a small slip.
First day, yeah, man.
The tarmac was just, I mean, we all could have slipped over. It was ridiculous. It was so slippery. I don't know how the cars don't slide everywhere. But there was about 500 meters of just
Everyone can see my bike.
liquid tarmac.
This is not all, okay?
We need a prop, but but after spending hours on our bikes yesterday, cleaning them, getting the tire off with petrol, this is what happened.
Just
Not even out
2
of the city
hours.
yet. Yeah.
We're still in Krasnoyarsk.
No one knows
It's
how to.
taken nearly 2 hours to get here. No one knows how to get out.
The only person who seemed to know was a taxi driver who stopped and a truck driver. But everyone else is just like, they kept sending us back and forward along the same road. So,
there is
amazing.
the only sign of Krasnoyarsk just when the town is over. At the end of the town, it's a stupid thing, but it's just as in all, particularly all towns of Russia. Definitely all, I think so. I have a
Lufa.
yeah, Lufa.
Yeah, I don't know where it is.
It is my first day today. Was today. No, it is my first day today.
Yeah? Come
And
and
we are
speak.
now in the village.
What village is it? What is the name of the village?
Oh, wow, sure, I don't know. Как эта деревня называется?
Ольгина,
Ольгина?
да. Вот красивая у нас церковь когда-то была, вот сзади другая. Видишь церковь?
Она, there is a village, the name of the village
Ее
is
разорили в 30-х годах.
Ольгина. And there
Ольгина.
is a very nice
Ой, красивая была.
church here.
Она
It was destroyed in 1930, maybe in 30th years. And
Прям пойду ее.
they restore it now. And now we are clean. Sure, you see. I'm very clean. Just. But you need to see me 20-25 minutes ago. And Greg and Kate, so we were like, I don't know, like black Negroes.
Look at your face.
Oh, sure. You need to look at my bicycle. Oh, you see it already. Just previous minutes when we stay near the trail. Yeah. So and in few minutes we will stop washing and go inside and make some dinner. And the teacher, the women who live the next home, she will bring some milk for us in the evening. She promised 2 liters. So, and she wants to speak, I think so, with you and with me. Sure, because people are very interested in your project to cycle across Russia, not cross Trans-Siberian, but Trans-Russian expedition. You know. That's it.
In Australia, from a farm.
Она со фермы в Австралии.
Yeah. We have sheep
И у них есть овцы.
and wheat.
И
like not clove, but I don't know what the word, wheat, you know, grain.
Они
flour.
выращивают пшеницу. Sorry, I forget it. Yeah, sure.
What is it?
Wheat, пшеница.
Pшеница.
Yeah, пшеница. Yeah, sure.
Yeah. So
Пшеница.
good. And so.
Так родственники фермеры, наверное. Фермеры?
Нет, у нее родители фермеры. Она там
Фермеры, да?
она жила,
Родители,
потом
да?
уехала. Ее parents are.
Parents,
yeah. Да, у нее родители. А она жила на ферме, потом уехала в город большой учиться. На учителя физкультуры.
Жила, она уехала в город.
Just there is a very famous movie, but it's Spanish, I think so. Just Simply Maria, просто Maria, да, называется? Simply Maria, and like it's about Australian family that the girl lived in the farm and then she moved to a big city.
My Brilliant Career.
Maria.
No, My Brilliant Career is the name of the film.
Yeah, это он называется Моя бриллиантовая Корея.
Yeah. that's
Korea?
right. Korea.
Korea.
Like a word.
Карьера.
Ну, в общем-то, да, название это по фильму-то это и будет.
Yeah, sure. It is.
Old film.
Это очень старый фильм.
Yeah, it's set in 100 лет ago.
100 лет назад.
Назад.
100 лет назад?
Yeah.
It was made?
No, set. The story.
Сценарий был написан 100 лет назад
Yeah.
к этому фильму.
So is that I don't know
Но
whether
нас не
it's the same.
сообщали об этом.
They don't know about it. They just see that Russians are just crazy about this such a films like very long.
I think that's the one we're talking about.
Она думает, что это как раз тот, о котором мы разговаривали.
Not sure.
А мы телевизор уже не видели, наверное, в течение долгого времени.
Ну, так в дороге, конечно. Она идет у нас вторник, среда, четверг. Все, Мария.
They just look at on
3 дня.
Tuesday, Wednesday and
Да
Thursday.
там
Only 3 days a week. Yeah,
по 40 минут.
for 40 minutes.
It happens every day.
Yeah, except 4 days.
So it's on television 3 days a week.
Yeah,
So
sure.
it's not that. I don't know what it is.
Why? Она
I
говорит,
thought it was a movie. Just one movie.
она ошиблась, она говорит, что наверное, потому что она думала, что это был, как называется, маленький, а это где-то очень
Нет,
долго.
телесериал очень
It is
большой,
lots of it's like just very long.
16th of July. In a small village somewhere, in somebody's house. I don't know the names.
120 kilometres from Krasnoyarsk.
Yeah, perfect. Landed on our feet again.
Yeah, just been given 2 litres of milk. Fresh cow's milk. They actually milked the cow for us. Now I'm cooking dinner, which is going to be dried meat, which has been to the North Pole. Once or twice, probably twice.
To be freeze dried.
Freeze dried, yeah. So it looks like sort of chick pellets or dog pellets. It's got bits of vegetable in it as well. I'm actually making a bolognese sauce. It's spaghetti, macaroni, mixed it all up. Milk,
Brilliant.
ocean
Whack it
harsh.
all in the pot.
Greg's Russian is getting very, very fluent in his.
Well, I'm trying.
Yeah, he's doing really well.
And the house is wonderful. I'm going to show you around the house now.
Yeah, sounds good.
It's superb,
Hydrate the meat,
except for the harsh light bulb.
which is very hot. Must be about 200 watts or something.
But it's one of the cleanest, tidiest houses that we've been in. It's wonderful. We sort of work on the locals and chat them up a bit, and they invite you in.
Sasha succeeded on his first night.
Yeah.
Да, вот он фотографирует, и там будет все это, разговоры все там этим будет, кино. Нет? Вот что, вот поговори когда-нибудь, мы разговариваем, и там все будет. Все это записывается.
Stir this.
Да.
Yeah? Okay. That's good.
Нет, самое часто покос, все люди на покосе. 5-6 человек. Нету. Красноярск вы, наверное, брали клетку, там очень, наверное, большая. Хороший дом. Постель он явно сидел, постель сейчас сфотографирует.
Я маме скажу.
Ага, скажи. Он
So, Greg, we will sleep here. Kate will sleep
Катя
here.
будет, Катя спать.
Kate, we will sleep here. We are not gays, we will sleep here just.
Okay.
Ну, ему надо, он там не будет есть. Да он вообще-то не голодный, он объяснял.
Кто?
Собака, она сильно злая, это сильно не подходит, он его привязал там.
Я прям, она прям дверь открыла, она к мне бросится. Я, слава богу, успел дверь закрыть. Она меня она съела. Она не
Коняка везет.
It's Saturday, July the 17th. Our first major problem is that Kate's rim on her rear wheel has split. I'm not too sure why. Let's have a look at it.
Как это называется? И вот они. Вот с пересадкой. Вот. За сутки должны привезти вообще.
And also on the other side, the same. It's quite bad. I mean, it just rubs on the brakes. It's just not going to hold any weight. I noticed it yesterday. Well, I didn't know it was this yesterday, but I had a small buckle in the wheel before and I repaired it. And I thought, but yesterday it was just not quite right. And I thought,
Ну не, надо сюда, лучше вверх. Туда пусть вперед. Там дальше надо будет.
I thought I had repaired it, but the wheel exploded. Put it on?
Yeah.
Can't see the red light. Okay, so it's now sort of 10:15 and so this happened just as we started. Uya is about 4 kilometres up the road there, so what we have to do is make a telephone call to Misha or Centerpole as soon as possible. It's a 4-hour time difference, so we have to allow for that. They're going to have to bring out a wheel, the spare wheel of the extra bike, and perhaps also another spare rim, just in case anything else happens, so we don't lose a couple of days again. And so we'll go in there, telephone them. They're going to organise someone to come out straight away. Then we'll go in there and telephone them tonight to find out what the exact arrangement is. They'll bring out the wheel. We'll get back on the road as soon as possible. I think we'll probably try and stay back where we stayed last night, because we're obviously very welcome there. And then the next day, hopefully, we'll be able to meet up with the person who brings the equipment out from Centerpole. The equipment has to be brought out personally to make sure it gets there, else it'll just get lost and it'll take a week or might never see it. So, a bit of a bummer really. I'm really annoyed. And so we just sit here and eat biscuits for an hour or so.
Yeah.
Have some tea.
They suggest to eat a watermelon
You could eat a watermelon. I would love to eat a watermelon.
with a policeman.
Watermelon with a policeman as a garnish. Well, I don't know about that.
Well, so we might as well get them to send out the things that were going to be sent to Irkutsk as well, so it would save a bit of time as well. So there's no way I'm going to get 120 kilometres to Kansk today. It's a pain.
Why don't you take a truck?
I'm not going to take a truck because I'm on a cycle the whole way. And that's why we in Omsk we didn't let anyone else cycle our bikes that 5 to 10 kilometres because we were on the cycle the whole way without any, in one continuous line. And I mean, same, we've adjusted our route around Lake Baikal rather than going across it by boat, we're going around again because it wants to be one continuous line. So if something happens to Greg's bike or my bike or whatever, we want to make sure we get from St. Petersburg to Vladivostok all the way.
Directly.
So that's it really. Can't think of anything else to say. Okay, we're rolling. Action.
Hello. I speak to you today as official GAI in the Russian GAI force. I have given up being official Russian postman that was in Yekaterinburg. I didn't like the job, so now I am GAI. I stop the cars, 100 cars every day, checking for drugs and guns and nasty things like that. This is International Velo Tourist. Is this? My new friend Iggy.
Мой новый друг.
Igor. And там, как вас зовут? Да, Igor. This is, what you got? Один? Там, Igor 2, там, Igor 1. So, anyway, we're sitting here, we've recovered now. There you are. We've, Iggy number 2 just brought back Kate and Sasha from the town there. They've been in touch with Centerpol. We think we've sorted out the bicycle wheel problem, Kate's bicycle wheel problem. So they're going to send somebody out with the spare wheel from Rizan. So I hope we'll only have to wait maybe 2 days at the most, and then we should have everything organised and we'll be able to get back on. We won't really have lost any days because we had 4 days in hand, so we were lucky. Hopefully this will be our last big problem, but I don't know, we'll wait and see. Sasha's shaking his head. Many problems to come.
Sure, lots of them, because
many.
everybody's saying that this is just the start of the road, because this road was the best.
You'll see the start of the hard bit. From Irkutsk, once we get beyond Irkutsk, it's a sort of
it's good.
We don't really know what to expect, so maybe we'll have more problems. But
just Igor told me
that's expeditions for you.
Yeah, Igor told me just a few minutes ago that it will be the difficultest roads that you can even imagine, but at the same time, there are beautiful places just to see, just sightseeing, and the weather will be good.
The wettest.
Wettest, yeah. Много дождь. Август.
They said that rain is very rare here.
Yeah. But like
Costly
Baikal.
И там вообще хорошая погода.
It must be good weather.
Там очень жарко будет, очень жарко будет.
Inte släkt väder.
Yes.
Icelandic. Sure.
Hey, this is international,
yeah.
Excellent. Well, I've been brushing up I've been trying to have a Russian conversation with Igor number 1. While the other 2 were off in town sorting everything out. So, it's alright. We seem to understand one another.
Sure. Especially with this book. Do you see it, Kate?
Yep.
Sure.
Right in the middle.
Very
Well,
useful.
we didn't use it very much. Didn't use it very much.
Он говорит, что они особо и не пользовались вообще.
Didn't use it very much. Well, he was just explaining, talking about his
Он по-русски нормально
military
разговаривает.
service. He spent 2 years in the army. He was in
Ну, если мы
went
5
to
месяцев
Somalia,
проехали,
shot down a few airplanes, killed 2 people here actually. A year ago, he shot 2 people here at this checkpoint. Yeah.
Тут
I didn't use Два человека и здесь.
Два человека здесь убили.
Не здесь, не именно здесь.
No,
not here, not here.
У нас, на дороге здесь.
At the road it was killed. А в машине ехали?
Нет, из второго ГАИ.
The 2 policemen was killed a year ago, 2 years ago, 2 года назад. 2 years ago was killed at this road.
We obviously didn't understand each other at all.
Yeah.
Should have used the dictionary more on that one.
Yeah, sure.
Вам так-то рекетёры не подходили, ничего?
Shall I turn this off?
А что, ну что,
Yeah, right, we're going to go off into town now and go to the hotel.
Просто так, приезжали, здесь наш царство.
Sunday the 18th of July. Bare footprints. This is a mother and a cub apparently. I'll see if I can put my hand there to get a scale. There we are. That's my hand. Very big.
Да.
Go off. Up the forest.
You can see the small one.
Too deep
You can see
mud.
the small one here. And here. Это что тоже медвежонок? Да, This is first like hand, yeah. This is his hand, and this is his leg.
В принципе, протолкать.
This is my country.
Go on.
Yeah, this is.
Up.
Okay.
You moved.
You moved at the wrong time.
Sure.
Саша, вы заметили вышку,
This is
когда
all
проезжали по трассе? Вон она вы...
Sunday the 18th.
Телевышка была слева от вас.
Да, да.
Марис, куда это
I
делает?
don't want the time.
I'm gonna have to change the lens now.
Нет, значит, чудесно. Kate, come here.
Wait on.
Вот так тихо сидит,
Drag.
спокойно. Можно увидеть на водопой приходит медведь, с медвежонком медведь.
If you will sit here for a long time, you can see in the evening how the bear, the little bear, came to drink some water, try to catch a fish. You need to sit for a long time.
Yeah, to
See?
watch.
In previous times and usually in summer.
To go.
Come up into the mountains today with Igor and his friend Vasily. Igor's the
Eagle 1.
the policeman chap, Igor number 1, who we met, in the police station yesterday while Kate and Sasha were off sorting out with Centerpole about the broken wheel for the bicycle. So we had some days on our hands in the town in Yugar, so we've come up to the mountains. They invited us up to the mountains, so we've had a quite exciting trip up through the beautiful wild forest, blazing. There is a road, it's just rutted tracks, so we've been bouncing along through grass and things like this high, leaping on and off the motorbikes, pushing them through. Brilliant fun. And then we've come up to here, which is just superb. Massive lookout point. There's lots of all this rocky outcrop here, over this big river valley. You can just see miles. Superb. So I don't exactly know where we're going to go, but there are bears around in the forest. We've seen some footprints earlier. Quite big. We've come up to a spot up here which apparently is quite popular with the local bear population. So we'll see what we see. But it's beautiful. It's really quiet. Just hear the river down below. You can hear Sasha shouting in the background. But generally it's very quiet. So we're just having a relaxing day off, looking at the Russian landscape. Brilliant.
Gonna go up to Sasha up here. He's up on the. Right, Sasha over there. Oh.
Сашу сними, смотри, наверху.
That's cool, really.
It's cool.
Boy wants to be transplanted to America.
Man, the best you've ever seen. Be the best you'll ever see.
What's that supposed to mean?
Oh yeah, I was going to mention the swifts.
Oh, hang on. Gotta zoom back down to
Switch
you.
it off and
Go.
I forgot to mention the swifts. They were here when we arrived, all screaming and wheeling around just around here. And they're different from the ones we get at home. They've got white rumps, which I haven't seen before on swifts. So that's nature note number 1 for today. We'll probably have some more. But unfortunately they've all gone, so I can't point to any. But you know what swifts look like in England, and these have got white backsides.
Very exciting for Greg
That's it.
to
Yeah, I
see
love
swifts
it.
with white
Brilliant.
backsides, so to speak.
Beautiful.
I think I say too much. It's just so nice to have these unplanned events happen like this. Just okay, I was really annoyed yesterday because my wheel just split, and I was sort of not too happy about that, and we were stuck here for a couple of days. But it's these kind of things that make travelling just great, because you can never predict what's going to happen. And as Greg said, it was very exciting travelling through the Taiga. I mean, I was on the back of the motorbike. We came off at one stage because we were just going through this grass higher than ourselves and couldn't really see where we were going, although we knew we were on the track. But it was just ruts in the mud, and we nearly came off a few times actually, bouncing around on the back of this big motorbike. And very amusing watching the other two bouncing around on the back of the trail. And Vassal on the It's a sort of a motorbike with a trailer fixed on the back. It has reverse, so you can go back and forth. This is great. Can't see any bears yet. Can do. I didn't what?
Raz, I think.
No.
So, Kate, what do you think of all these naked male bodies splashing around in the wild Siberian rivers here?
Well, I've got my telephoto lens on.
You need your telephoto, do you?
Yeah, for this distance.
Is the water fairly cold, do you think?
Okay.
What are you focusing on?
I want to get all three instead of the Sasha showing up again.
But look, wait.
What
What are your impressions?
of the river?
Do you do impressions?
Impressions?
Well, of the wildlife. What do you think of the local wildlife around here?
If I see a bear, I'd like to, I'd like to see that.
There's lots of bears down there.
Oh, yeah.
Bare backsides.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. Not very bashful, the Russian men. I didn't expect them just to suddenly whip their clothes off, actually. And, if that's normal for them, I won't really worry about it too much. Just make a bit of get our movie rated M or something.
M? What's M?
No, M. I'm only mature. R. Get an R rating. Get it banned. Get it banned, make some money.
So we've just come back up from the river, which was rather a sweaty climb, quite a hot climb, and now we're just gathering wild berries, and Vasily, I think they're black currants, yeah, and Vasily has been out picking some, well, I don't know what they are, some little plants and things to make some tea. Going to get a little fire going.
And cause a bushfire, probably. Keep the bears away. The bears have probably seen us actually quite a few times, smelt us.
Саша, а тут чистая тайга, да?
Да.
Заметил, меньше мусора, меньше народу.
Да, это вообще не видел, там стакан около реки.
Это не стакан, это бутылка разбита.
Ну, кажется, бутылка.
Это рыбаки, видишь, там они лучше заходят, а сюда трудно заехать.
They said it is a very difficult place to go, and so it's the forest here is very clean. But if you go to the river, I saw 2 bottles broken, yeah, and some things that people left. So everywhere where Russian people came, they usually just left some rubbish. Yeah, sure. Greg, take one more cup.
Another, you need another cup?
Another cup, yeah.
It's like rose water, but very, very sweet.
Yeah.
I've had rose water many times. You had rose water?
Да, много рose water. Садись.
Раздавились, нет?
А?
Да, конфеты говорю.
Камеру аккуратно, аккуратно с камерой.
Camera's on.
Она идет?
Она уже идет? Is it working?
Yeah, it's on.
Она, да, она уже работает.
Just to get everybody in.
Садись, давай, вот сюда. Раз вместе. So, what are you waiting for?
Yeah, hotel.
Не, вообще еда, такой еды давно не было. Falafel. It's one of the best meals for you, yeah?
What's up?
I mean,
This now?
yeah,
That's brilliant.
it's just brilliant, yeah. Just in the forest. For me, even
in the forest.
вообще классно.
не то, что кажется, везде он приехал, умер и упал.
In Australia, we tend to have lots of things in the springtime, in September, about how bush and invite people over and
Они в Австралии. Слышали? Они в Австралии, говорят, это, как это называется?
But we don't have bilberry tea.
У них они не делают такого чая, но в основном у них идет и везде пикники, все такое.
Чай таежный, даже дома вот пьем чай, вроде бы завариваем
Вроде чая, вроде и не чай.
А не то, а в тайге он какой-то лучше.
If you go to the forest to Taiga and make such a tea, it is one of the best. But if you make the same tea with the same species, with the same recipe, yes, it's not like.
No.
It's got to be picked yourself.
Yeah.
From the forest floor. It's like catching fish in the river and then cooking them straight away on a.
Такая работа сейчас у нас в России времена тяжелые. Человек у нас в России на нервах живет, у нас сейчас перебои с продовольствием.
It is very difficult to live now in Russia because of the difficulties with the food and with the.
А в тайгу выйдешь, в тайгу отдыхаешь.
And when you get, it's all nerves, just stress.
Feel stressed all the time.
Yeah. You want to live in England.
You
want stress? Come and live in London.
Если очень тяжело,
Yes, if it is very difficult for you, just need
отплатить
to
от сосну, прижаться к сосне, и постоять, и космическую энергию, она все переживает.
hug the tree in the forest, stay for a while, and it will be great, and you will feel great.
Great. And stress is what you perceive, is sort of how you perceive it too, how you handle it as well. You might have conditions might be worse, but same
Greg,
in London if you're
it's
used to business.
red and black. It's how to say
Flashing.
flashing, yeah. Tapes is all.
Yeah.
Today we had a brilliant day. It was, for Greg and Kate, it was one of the best days during their cycle before first half. So we've been in the mountains and we swim naked into the river, 2 rivers, and we just drink a brilliant tea with bilberry and with the rose jam and it's rose syrup. It's just incredible, really. It's very difficult to describe all this, but the very excited view you will just see when you go to the top of the mountain, and you will not see any roads or any signs of the human in just around you for thousands of kilometers. So it's very exciting, sure. So I think maybe in future some people will all over the world will gather there and will, I don't know, for rest or for expedition, just for have a look on our country and see. Even for me it was exciting. I lived 20 years in the USSR, then in Russia, and I never see it. So hopefully I'm a lucky guy, one of the luckiest guys in our town, to travel with Kate and Greg to participate in Trans-Siberian cycle expedition. Now we are very tired and we'll go to eat to Stolova now. Hopefully the food will be not so awful like it was yesterday. That's it.
You've got 45 seconds.
Sure.
45 seconds of tape left.
45. I can just shake my with my tongue and just speak. Okay. These
30 seconds.
Okay. These 2 guys, Vasily and Igor. There is. Today we met maybe 4 or 5 Igors, and most of them work at the traffic police and security guard. And they was very nice. They were very nice guides for us in the Siberian forests, and particularly sure that they said that anytime we want to come to this town and stay with them, and they will just help us for any expedition. They will help to they will show us anything in these regions and just bring anything, take care of us and just make everything they can make for foreigners and for Soviet people, for Russian people. So usually I've never met such a people, such a I never expect such hospitality from Russian people, so it's one of the key point of this expedition for Greg and Kate to understand Russian people, to know them. That's it.
I think that's the end of the tape.
So bye, see you.
Next report coming up shortly.
Sure.
Start a new tape. Hang on.
That's it.
I'll just see if I can quickly show you my new vest I bought today in the market.
I'll show you.
This is it.
Is it working?
Yeah, it's still on. It's still on. This is my new vest. I've been looking for a vest in the market and I finally bought one to get rid of my silly cycling t-shirt suntan.
Very sexy.
So.
Oh, okay, so it is very sexy.